Durst the worst?
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Oh, Durst the worst.
Durst is the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst?
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Let us see exactly how fucking stupid Kyle Kulinski can be, shall we? Let's check this shit out. Kyle Rittenhouse suing Cenk Uyger and Whoopi Goldberg, the Kyle Kulinski show. Let's see what lesbian softball coach's take on this is.
Kyle Rittenhouse went on Tucker Carlson's show, and he announced a new initiative that he's doing. I want to show you the video, and then we'll respond to it.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to imprison you for the rest of your life. It wasn't coverage, it was advocacy. You have a lot of potential targets to sue yourself. Will you be suing any of these news organizations, and if so, when?
Hell yeah.
Well, right now we're looking at quite a few politicians, celebrities, athletes. Whoopi Goldberg's on the list. She called me a murderer after I was acquitted by a jury of my peers.
Yep.
She went on to still say that. And there's others. Don't forget about Cenk from the Young Turks. He called me a murderer before verdict.
Keek. Yeah, I mean, okay, so all the people he's listing off called this dude a, like, white supremacist terrorist and a murderer. And they went on just, like, violent tirades about this kid who was defending his life. It's on video. It's amazing the things that progressives will lie about that are on video, which is why, you know, in the lead up to Trump and during Trump, when progressives and Antifa and BLM would go out there screaming and screeching and hollering and breaking shit and killing people over Trump, they would just flip out anytime someone would record them, because obviously they don't want evidence. If someone hadn't been recording this kid as he was defending himself, he'd probably be sitting in prison right now completely fucked. His goose would be cooked. So yeah, I think he should go after all these assholes, all these entities that libeled and slandered him. I mean, why not?
Call me a murderer.
Right.
Interesting. And what about the people who called you groundlessly a white supremacist?
Right.
Makes it pretty hard to get a job for the rest of your life if you're a white supremacist. Will you be responding to them?
Absolutely. We are going to hold everybody who's lied about me accountable.
Nice.
Such as everybody who's lied, called me a white supremacist.
Yeah.
They're all going to be held accountable, and we're going to handle them in a courtroom.
Yeah, there's too many to count. There's so many people that call this dude a white supremacist that had a huge platform. And no, it's not a mistake. I'm sure that people are going to say, oh, you can't make a mistake. No. Progressives are willingly deceitful, sadistic, lying fucking monsters, dude, who want to hurt you, okay? If you are white, if you are Christian, if you are non-progressive, if you are straight, if you're any combination of those things and not repentant about it, they want you fucking dead, okay? And they will lie about you in order to meet that end. So yeah, sue the fuck out of them.
I appreciate you announcing that tonight. The Media Accountability Project, and of course...
All right, yeah, Media Accountability Project. So what does Kyle Kulinski have to say with his smarmy fucking used car salesman getup, trying to mimic his financier, his buddy Keek Yogurt? So what is his take on
Media Accountability Project. Media Accountability Project. Let me show you what Edward Snowden said in response to this. Edward Snowden said, quote, "A free press can be good or bad, but without freedom, the press will never be anything but bad. As someone called worse things by bigger names, lawsuits against newspapers over hurt feelings and even false claims are not the answer. Won't fix people, but will harm rights."
No. The right to libel and slander people, willfully deceive, and try to sick mobs of violent arsonist psychos on people, which is something that leftist activists and pundits and politicians have done. I mean, Maxine Waters. It's not limited to her. No, Kyle, you're a fucking retard already.
So, look,
not even a minute and a half into
matter
this.
What your personal take on the Kyle Rittenhouse case was. Doesn't matter at all. This is simply a matter of freedom of speech. And the same people who cry and whine about, look, we got to support freedom of speech no matter what, are now hopping on board with something that the whole foundation is to curtail freedom of speech. Curtail it. Curtail it.
Curtail leftist slime bags' ability to libel and slander poor white kids who are defending town, you know, like some middle American town as a white supremacist murderer, terrorist, you know, and to continue to libel and slander this kid to the point where, I mean, you know, like, everybody knows what cancel culture is. I mean, there's leftists who play dumb because all they do is lie all the time without exception. You're outed as a so-called white supremacist murderer terrorist. Like, what the fuck future do you have? And if you're deceitfully called that, that is libel and slander, Kyle. Yeah, people want the ability to defend themselves in the court of law. Oh my God, you're curtailing our freedom to slander you.
Now he'll say,
"What a piece of shit."
Well, look, this is different. This is not freedom of speech because it's defamation.
Yeah,
it's libel.
Idiot.
It's slander. These are the arguments that he would make. I simply do not buy that argument.
You are a fucking retard. You are a subhuman fucking rat. Again, you are a slimy used car salesman. And this goes for all progressives. If you are a progressive, you are a subhuman maggot who doesn't believe that one has the ability to defend his own person and then defend one's own reputation after being slandered. Dude, what
Obvious
a piece
reason.
of shit.
My dude, you were on trial. So if somebody says, hey, I think you're a murderer, that's just them saying, I disagreed with the decision of the jury. And if I was on the jury, I would have said, you're a murderer. Are you banning people from having that opinion? They're not allowed to voice that opinion?
No. What a intellectually disingenuous fucking hack piece of shit this guy is. I can't believe, this is the point where I just say that I can't believe I ever listened to this guy. Because I did. I used to listen to Kyle Kulinski's Secular Talk. No, dude. No, they're willfully deceiving people. The guy's on camera being attacked by motherfuckers with weapons, and he levels a gun at them in self-defense. It's clear as crystal, and they're deliberately fucking lying. They lied about the kid saying that he was hunting black people in Kenosha, dude. Are you fucking serious, man? That he's a racist, white supremacist murderer. He was taking pot shots at protesters, just lying, deliberately lying about every single aspect of the Kenosha incident. It's unbelievable,
I'll
dude.
increase my vulnerability in this conversation and admit to everybody, even though I think Kyle Rittenhouse is, he shouldn't have been there that night, period.
Doesn't matter.
You're a young kid. You got a gun.
Doesn't matter.
You're at this,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
This crazy gathering.
Doesn't matter.
You know it's a massive risk to be there. You know things can go sideways. You're not mature enough to be there.
It's risky to be there because of your buddies on the left, Kyle, who are riled up by people like you and Anna Kasparian and Geek and fucking Hassan Piker and all these disgusting young Turks assholes who lie. Their entire point as a network is to lie about racially charged police shootings so that riots in places like Kenosha continuously occur. Their entire point of a network is to say that and then also say fuck white people, fuck Trump, wear a mask, take a jab, eat the soy, live in the pod, etc. Like,
Couldn't have been there in the first place.
Doesn't matter.
But if I was on that jury, could I have found him guilty? I couldn't have. Because the way everything unfolded, when you look at the nuances and the specifics of how it went down, he has a somewhat reasonable case for self-defense.
Okay.
So I don't even agree with...
Okay, so Kyle is like 0.1% to approaching reasonableness in that he would not have convicted, you know what I mean? Like, if he were on the jury, he would not have thrown the book at Kyle Rittenhouse. But he thinks that it's relevant somehow that he shouldn't have been there or whatever.
With Whoopi or Cenk in terms of how I would have voted if I was on the jury. But you cannot ban them for having the opinion that they would have disagreed and voted guilty. You just can't do it. You can't do it.
No, they're liars,
okay,
dude.
Guys.
They're deliberately libeling and slandering a kid so that they can ruin someone's reputation and or sick a violent fucking mob at him. That's what leftists do. I kind of wish, low-key, right-wingers would consider adopting that strategy, but that's another podcast.
Just this week.
But that leftists do that.
Snowden said it best. He gets accused of way worse than I've ever been accused of, without a doubt. But just this week, how many people now think I'm a Kremlin asset because of my take on Russia and Ukraine? And then there's another group of people who say I'm a CIA asset. So you have two different groups of people, both doing what, if I want to get all up in my fifis and get outraged and offended, and if I want to be a snowflake and be triggered, I could say, look.
Dude said snowflaked and triggered. Wow. You're just snowflaked and triggered, Kyle Rittenhouse, about potentially losing your livelihood and your ability. Like, at how old is that kid? Like 18? Not even? He's calling him a triggered snowflake because he's worried about not being able to get a job again because people wrongfully think that he's a white supremacist terrorist when there's literally no reason to think that, and anybody who espouses that is lying or, you know, just psychotic and lying. Just like, wait, what the fuck was this guy saying again? Hold on.
Offended, and if I want to be a snowflake.
If I want to be a snowflake, offended. Oh, my lands. No, dude. No, you're offended that a white dude had the temerity to defend Kenosha against J leftist terrorists who tried to fucking kill him. Rapists, arsonists. I mean, you're offended by that, and you're offended that this dude is actually going to stick up against your fucking, you know, not his uncle, that's the other guy. But no, he's this guy's in the Young Turks network, so of course he has to stick up for Keek anytime that he's being a scumbag, which is on an hourly basis.
Be triggered. I could say, look, this is libel, slander, defamation. None of that is true.
Oh yeah, so he's trying to make the comparison between YouTube commenters with no clout whatsoever calling the Kremlin asset and Whoopi Goldberg and all these other people with clout calling Kyle a white supremacist terrorist based on lies. Deliberate fucking lies. Is he really trying to make that fucking comparison? Dude, get your jacket tailored, okay? It's like oversized. You look like a fucking clown hack used car salesman.
It's objectively false, and it's rumors that spread like wildfire. So,
dude, no, nobody's reputation is ruined. No. Nobody's removed from society for being called a Russian asset. That's just not. No progressive is. I mean.
So, do I have the right? Should I have the right to sue people or take down their Twitter accounts or not allow them to speak anymore or give their opinion? Of course not.
What damage to your... No. What damage to your ability to make a living has been incurred? Dude, what the fuck?
If you are any semblance of a public figure, whether you want it to be that or not, and people say really mean things about you or factually untrue things about you, it's still legal. The bar to clear for it to be libel or slander or defamation is super high for a good reason. For the reason of freedom of speech and free expression and a free press.
Well, for the reason that he wants to libel and slander a bunch of
people.
people.
Cry and whine and bitch and moan all the time about, oh, deplatforming and censorship and crackdowns on free speech. Now they are the advocates of said things. Tucker's advocating it. You know,
I do want progressives deplatformed because they advocate for rioting and looting and arson and murder and genital mutilation and anti-white and anti-male and anti-American and they're pro-crime straight up. They're like soft on crime. I want progressives like Kyle, like Hassan Piker, like Vosh completely deplatformed. 100%. This is no longer like a principled, like, oh, the other side's hypocritical. No, this is a war. This was a war as of, like, George Floyd 2020, like, the summer of chimp. This is a fucking war, dude. Like, oh, hypocritical. No, you don't get to play, Kyle, you don't get to play, like, oh, you're a hypocrite. No, your side wants to destroy the white race, dude. Like, you're saying destroy whiteness, destroy America because it's a white supremacist patriarchy. Give me a break,
thanking
dude.
him for...
This is fucking war.
Founding this media...
I think that people like Kyle should be completely deplatformed. 100%.
Accountability project. Suing people for having a different opinion. You could even say it's a wrong opinion. Fine, but it doesn't matter. You can't sue them, shut them up, shake them down for money because they believe what they believe. So
see, the reality is that I don't know what Kyle Rittenhouse is going to get. Because yes, Kyle Kulinski is correct in pointing out that it is very difficult. The bar is set very high in order to sue someone for libel, defamation, or slander. Damn, I wish it wasn't, though. I wish we could see some fucking, Nick Sandman did it, We'll see if Rittenhouse can do it.
For the love of God, I'm getting whiplash from the flip-flopping. I really am. So, look, keep it real with you. www.getoverit.com. Peckerhead.
Okay.
But I should be careful. Maybe he'll sue me for calling him a peckerhead. Hey, y'all, do me...
Okay. I don't know. Kyle Kulinski gets me every now and then with his cheesy but kind of funny 1990s-esque insults. www.getoverit.com. No, they tried to go after him based on lies. So that's what that is. They try to fuck dude's life over deliberately with lies repeatedly, and they continue to do it. So that meets the bar as far as I'm concerned. So I hope Kyle Rittenhouse sues these motherfuckers, deplatforms them, or at the very least, dents their ability to make a living. But I'm going to play us out. Hit me up on Subscribestar. Donate. Look out for my music on Spotify, because that should clear soon, hopefully, if DistroKid stops being gay and fake and gay. But yeah, peace out.
A rapist called Joseph Rosenbaum was released from a mental hospital and then went directly to join the mob that was burning downtown Kenosha. Once he got to the riot, Rosenbaum saw Kyle Rittenhouse and immediately threatened to kill him. Rosenbaum then chased Rittenhouse and tried to pull the gun from his hands. When he did that, Kyle Rittenhouse shot him. So Joseph Rosenbaum died as he had lived, trying to touch an unwilling minor.
Gun, now your hand's down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?